My baby has just gone down for a nap and I started Dangerous Innocence yesterday and I need to talk about it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this very chill setup of me doing my makeup while I talk about Cora Reilly's new book. Her last release I had filmed a review video for, and I said that I was completely done with filming dedicated videos to her new releases just because I haven't enjoyed her last couple of books. So those videos were very negative and I didn't want to embrace that negativity and welcome it here on my channel. But I feel like I've just started a thing and I think I'm just always going to review Cora's books. I don't know, man. I think I'm just going to continue on whether I like them or not. You guys seem to enjoy these videos and I just really wanted to get on camera today and talk about Dangerous Innocence because I really like it and I'm surprised. Let's get cracking. Let's get this show on the road. I'm missing nails. I've got my heatless curls in. Let's go, baby boo. When I first saw that Cora was releasing a new story, A New World, so this is completely separate to her previous books. She was diving into the Mafia yet again, but doing it Irish style. I got really excited. I won't lie though, I was expecting her to dive into the Russian mob, just because she's featured the Russian Mafia in her previous books before. I thought that was the route that she was going to take, but apparently not. She's chosen the Irish Mafia and I'm here for it. Usually I'm not really a fan of Irish mob stories. I don't know what it is. I prefer Italian or Russian, but this one is making a statement and I am here for the Irish mob, if I do say so myself. I just felt that all her previous books, and I've said this on my channel before, definitely the sins of Our Fathers series, like the next gen that she's been writing, I have found that it reads as if she is writing the stories for her readers and not necessarily for herself. And I've critiqued her stories really harshly, but I just knew that she could do better than just writing these stories to please her readers, and I just didn't enjoy them. I have been saying for a while that she needs to take a break. She needs to take a break from these stories and she needs to do something different for herself. For herself, no one else. Because that's when she writes the best. Twisted Emotions, Twisted Pride, all these books from her that I love and I enjoy, she has written when she's written them for herself and not her readers. I just feel like that's when she does the best work. That's her best work, when she's just in it for her own enjoyment and not for money or to please her readers. And the fact that she had to close down her Facebook group because people were fighting and bickering over her stories is just beyond. It's a book, a fictional world, bitch. Like, I know I take it pretty seriously, but I'm not bullying people, putting people down, tearing her apart because I don't like her stories. As simple as that, man. Like, get a life. I just adjusted the brightness. Is that too bright? Is that too bright now? I don't know. We're just going to film anyway. It's not about how I look. We're just talking. Back to what I was saying. Once I saw that she was writing this book and it was going to be released, I was really excited because I just wanted something fresh and new. I wanted to see what she could do with the Mafia, separate to the worlds that she's already built and written about. And going into Dangerous Innocence, I didn't have much expectation. I just wanted to approach the book like it was a blank canvas. Remove everything she's ever written from my mind and let's just read this for what it is and to not compare to her other stories. And I think it's hard to compare this story to her other stories because it is a new world, it is new characters, and I just don't think it's fair to compare it. Because I've had that mindset, I've just really enjoyed this story so far, and I, honest to God, am just loving it. I think it's going to be a 4-star read for me, possibly 5, depending on where the story goes. I'm 30% in now, and I was page turning last night. I've been in a slump for a while now, and I've been finding it really hard to pick up a book and enjoy it, man. Like, I've just been struggling really hard with reading. Nothing is intriguing me enough. But this got me going within the first couple of pages, and it's reading exactly like her other books, exactly like them. Like old school Cora, darkness, but not too dark to the point that your stomach's gonna turn, but like real ass Mafia. We've got an arranged marriage going on. So we have Aislinn, who is a 19-year-old Irish lass who is currently living in Dublin with her sister, her older sister, and her mother and her nephew. Her sister, Imogen, is on a mission to become a famous supermodel and heads to New York City and leaves her son behind. So Aislinn and her mother are responsible for Finn, which is Imogen's son. After 2 months, Imogen goes radio silent, which then spikes concern with Aislinn and Imogen's mum and Aislinn herself. So Aislinn decides that she's going to head to New York City to try and find her sister. Her mum is totally against this and wants her to stay away from New York as much as possible because she has connections there and she has history there that she's been hiding from her daughters. Aislinn is a independent woman who does what she pleases, and she's quite fierce. Like, she's not afraid to stand up for herself and just take the lead, but she's not like over the top, and I'm really enjoying that about her character. So she decides, fuck mum, like, I'm going anyway. So her mum ends up giving her a US passport, and then she finds out that her and her sister were actually born in the US, and her mum fled New York and arrived in Dublin and is hiding out there. She warns her daughter that there is bad people in New York, people that she shouldn't get caught up with. And Aislinn doesn't quite listen. She does. She takes it on board, but she still just gets on that plane and heads there looking for her sister, asking questions from the wrong people, no matter who has warned her. While she's hunting for her sister, she stumbles into this club because she gets word that her sister was looking for a sponsor, and a sponsor is a older man that is willing to pay for your life and kind of like set you up. And her sister was obviously looking for a sponsor so she could get her foot in the door when it comes to modeling in the US. So pretty much like a sugar daddy. Aislinn ends up going to this particular club looking for her sister, and then bumps into the mob boss. She was already introduced to him by her uncle, who's the priest at church, but it was very brief. And now she's bumped into him at this club that is auctioning off women to men for the night for a couple of days. They pay a certain amount of money, and the women tell them like how many days or hours that they're available. And she's signed a contract, so she ends up getting auctioned off, and the person who purchases her is none other than the Irish mob boss. I will say now that this is going to be a little bit spoilery, so this video will probably be for those who have already read it. As soon as the mob boss sets eyes on her, he becomes obsessed. He's been looking for a wife for a while now, and she is the epitome of an Irish lass that he wants to marry and spend his life with and have by his side as a Irish mob boss. His family also has a past with her family. I'm very interested in Imogen. On the dark romance scale, like obviously we're talking Mafia, and I'm feeling it, man. Like with the auctioning off of the women and stuff like that, there's been some brutal scenes. And it is just very much giving good Mafia story and plot so far, because it's keeping me reading because I want to know what's going to happen with Imogen. Obviously, it's going to be an interconnected series just like her others. Each story is going to be about a different couple. I had to take my dressing gown off. I was getting really hot. As I was saying, I wonder if she'll continue on with the same timeline. Like, if you read her other books, each book kind of picks up where the other one was and what was happening at the same time as that story. And there was a lot of repetitiveness. I wonder if she'll do that with this series. I'm hoping not. Am I obsessed with this hero? No, I'm not obsessed with him yet. It is very steamy. He is a bit of a swoon monster, but he isn't giving me like favorite book boyfriend vibes yet. It's really nice to see that her writing quality hasn't changed. Like, it's just easy to read, man. I can't explain her writing. Like, I can just fly through her books without any qualms. Like, it's just page turning, one word after another. I'm eating this shit up like it's breakfast, lunch and dinner, and I'm starved and haven't eaten in years. I will say now that I'm not getting intense glamorous vibes with her previous series, Born in Blood and the Cora. Well, more so Born in Blood. It kind of felt like a glamorous Mafia book, in the sense where you knew that they were really rich. They had Mercedes and you know, there was a lot of talk of money and shopping, and New York City penthouses and stuff like that. This one's not giving off those vibes. They're at the docks and Lachlan is waiting for shipments to come in and stuff like that. Like, that's the type of Mafia vibe it's giving, which I'm not hating at all. I'm going to continue on with my makeup and then I will check back in with you when I finish. So it won't be like a complete reading vlog where I, you know, update you guys on my opinion as I read. I'll just give my full review at the end, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I do like it. I think it's really good. I think you're gonna like it too. It's nothing like the Sins of Our Fathers series, like nothing. It's a lot darker, it's more adult. It's not reading like YA like the others were, like YA Mafia, because that's what I felt with the Sins of Our Fathers series. I felt like it was YA, like it was just, even though it had smart and stuff, it just was reading quite young. This isn't reading quite young at all. So yes. Did I say that it was really smutty? Like, really good sex scenes already as well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that little chat about it, and I'll check in with you and let you guys know my full thoughts at the end of the video, and I won't spoil too much because I feel like I've spoiled too much already. I have finished Dangerous Innocence and I'm ready to sit and talk about my feelings and my thoughts about the book. It has been 2 days since I started it, so it took me 2 days to read the book, which is pretty fast for me considering how much of a slump I have been in recently. Like, my God. I usually judge books by how fast I read them, okay? So if a book is taking me more than a week to read, it's not my fave. If it's taking me a day, 2 days to read, then it's high up on my favorites list. We started off strong, okay? I definitely came into this vlog after I first started Dangerous Innocence saying like that I was enjoying it, and I was shocked by how much I was enjoying it, considering how many of Cora's past releases have left me disappointed. I'm not disappointed with this. I did really enjoy it. There was just a few things in the story that made me change my opinion and made me not enjoy it as much as I was at the beginning. I did give this book a 3-star rating. Now, some people may think that that's pretty low, but how I rate my books goes like this. 3 stars is a good book that I enjoyed. 4 stars is, wow, I loved that book. I'm going to go buy the paperback. I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to recommend the fuck out of it. And 5 stars is, oh my God, bitch, this is my new jam. This is now a part of my personality. I'm dreaming about it, thinking about it, can't get away from it. 3 stars isn't a bad rating. Like, I did like this book, okay? I did enjoy it. I'm really excited for this series. And I still stand by what I said earlier on, that Cora needed to step away from the Cora Chronicles, the Born in Blood, and that world that she's built, and start building something new. I can tell by reading this book that that's where her head was at, that she was writing this for herself and for no one else, and because she did that, it was a great book. I will recommend this. I do suggest this book. There were just tiny little things about this book that I disliked, but it's nothing against Cora or her writing style or anything like that. As I always say, the little things that I didn't like about this book is totally a personal thing. Like, it's just me, like what I look for in a book. At the beginning of this vlog and at the beginning of this story, I was really into the heroine. Aislinn was everything I wanted in a character. The only thing that disappointed me about this story was the fact that she was 19 and a virgin, and like, I'm so over that, but I can look past it if the heroine is written in a mature way, and this book did. She did not sound like a 19-year-old, so I could get behind her age and the fact that she was a virgin because it read more mature. I was very much enjoying her character until about halfway through, which I think was chapter 28. I don't want to spoil anything, but after chapter 28, something happened in the story. She did something that I didn't agree with, and I was frustrated with her, and I became angry with her for doing what she did. And after that point, the momentum that I had with this book kind of dropped. I just didn't enjoy the choices that Aislinn was making, because Lachlan was a good hero. He was a good alpha. There were many scenes that I enjoyed from him, and he was giving. He was giving. And Aislinn was shitting on that, and I didn't find her reasons for shitting on him valid enough because he was so good to her. This is a forced marriage situation, okay? So Lachlan pressures and forces Aislinn to marry him, but then he doesn't give her any reason to hate him, but she continues to like reject the relationship and kind of use it to her advantage throughout the book. And I don't usually like when forced marriages or arranged marriages are set up like that. I like when they're forced and arranged and the heroine isn't wanting to go through with this union, but then eventually she falls for him, and then she has this like internal battle with herself, and there's angst and push and pull between the characters because she wants it but doesn't want to admit that she wants it. I like that in my forced marriage, arranged marriage tropes, where Aislinn wasn't giving that. She was giving more, I am not wanting this relationship and I'm going to see it through until I get what I want. It wasn't until towards the end of the book where she started realizing, okay, I'm kind of into him, but even then she was having a bit of trouble accepting it, and I just didn't like that it was so close to the end of the book and we didn't get that earlier on. If Aislinn didn't annoy me so much at the end of the book, like after the halfway mark, I would have rated this book higher. I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. It was a genuinely good Mafia book. I am just a nitpicking bitch when it comes to the Mafia, and there's certain things that I don't like and there's certain things that I do like. But it wasn't terrible. It was much better than her Sins of Our Fathers series. It definitely didn't read YA. I can't wait to learn more about this Irish mob and just, yeah, read more of Cora's books. And I'm just so happy that she brought out something that was separated from her previous books. That's all I really have to say. Like, there's just a couple of things I didn't like, and overall it was a good book. I'm only rating it 3 stars because I wasn't obsessed with the couple. I'm sure that once this series has been released and is finished, I will have favorite couples just like I do with all her other books. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I will review Cora's next release, whenever that will be. Just know that this is so much better than her past releases. Okay, have faith in my words when I say that. So much better. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you soon. I'm going to film a book haul now. Bye.